Pakistan's population time bomb, growing faster than the nation can sustain. Pakistan stands at a crossroads. With more than 241 million people today, and projections showing that number could exceed 300 million by 2030 and approach 400 million by 2050. The country's population is increasing faster than its capacity to support it. But here's where it gets most alarming. This growth is happening despite ongoing economic turbulence, rising security concerns, and the devastating effects of climate change. According to data compiled by the Population Council, UK Aid, and the United Nations Population Fund, Pakistan's average annual population growth rate from 2017 to 2023 is 2.55%. This growth has already positioned Pakistan as the fifth most populous country in the world. But the consequences are visible everywhere, from overcrowded hospitals and overburdened schools to food shortages, malnutrition, and an economy struggling to keep up with demand. The national picture. The country's total fertility rate, the average number of children born to a woman during her reproductive years, is now 3.6, the highest in South Asia. This rate drives a series of social and economic crises, the most devastating of which is child malnutrition. Currently, around 40% of children under 5 are stunted, 18% are wasted, and 29% are underweight. Maternal and infant mortality rates tell a similarly grim story. Each year, roughly 11,000 mothers lose their lives to preventable complications during pregnancy or childbirth. Researchers estimate that if contraceptive use were raised from 34% to 52%, nearly 3,800 of those deaths could be prevented. The same improvement could also save many infants. Currently, 62 out of every 1,000 babies die before their first birthday, translating to 140,000 infant deaths each year. Punjab, the heart under pressure. Home to more than half the nation's population, Punjab counts approximately 127.7 million residents as of 2023, and the number keeps climbing at about 2.53% annually. Unless significant changes occur, projections suggest the province could reach a staggering 253 million by 2050. The total fertility rate in Punjab stands at 3.4 children per woman, contributing to 5,200 maternal deaths annually. The infant mortality rate is even more sobering, 73 deaths for every 1,000 live births. Increasing contraceptive use from 41% to 59% could potentially save 2,300 mothers and 73,000 infants each year. Another critical factor is the 15.8% of couples who wish to use birth control but currently don't have access to it. This gap often results in unintended pregnancies and places more pressure on family resources, worsening child malnutrition rates. Around 23.5% of Punjab's children under 5 are underweight, a direct consequence of high fertility and limited health infrastructure. Sindh, rapid growth meets fragile systems. Sindh's population, estimated between 55 and 56 million, is expanding slightly faster than Punjab's, at 2.57% annually, with a higher fertility rate of 3.6. If growth continues unchecked, Sindh's population could exceed 111 million by 2050. Each year, about 3,000 women in Sindh die from maternal health complications, while 60 out of every 1,000 infants don't survive their first year. Like the rest of the country, a major driver behind these tragic numbers is the unmet need for family planning, hovering around 17.7%. The consequences ripple outward. Half of all children in Sindh are stunted, reflecting deep-rooted malnutrition linked to both poverty and high fertility. Balochistan, a rapidly expanding frontier. Balochistan, Pakistan's largest province by area, but one of the most resource-limited, faces its own population pressures. Growing at approximately 3.2% per year, its 2023 population of 14.9 million could more than double to 35.3 million by 2050 if current fertility trend persists. The total fertility rate, 4.0 children per woman, is among the highest in the country. Around 1,000 mothers die each year during childbirth. Yet experts estimate that if contraceptive use increased from the current 20% to 41%, 400 of those lives could be saved. Infant mortality is also severe, with 48 deaths per 1,000 live births, meaning 10,000 infants could be spared annually through better family planning. Moreover, 27% of children under 5 are underweight, vividly illustrating how large families and limited resources contribute to widespread malnutrition. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Population growth with human costs. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, KP, is another province where population growth is outpacing stability. With an average annual growth rate of 2.38%, KP's population reached an estimated 40.9 million in 2023. Without intervention, it could soar to 78 million by 2050. Here, too, fertility remains high at around 4.0 children per woman. The province sees about 1,900 maternal deaths every year, numbers that could be reduced dramatically if contraceptive use rose from 25% to 54%. Infant mortality stands at 53 per 1,000 live births, suggesting that nearly 17,000 infant lives could be saved annually through better reproductive health services. With 23% of children under 5 being underweight, the link between population pressure and poor nutrition is undeniable. The toughest question, what comes next? Pakistan's rapid population growth is more than a statistic. It's a human crisis unfolding in real time. It strains the economy, depletes natural resources, widens inequality, and makes existing challenges like climate change and poor governance even harder to solve. But here's the part that divides opinion. Is population growth really the root problem, or just a symptom of broader social and economic failures? Some argue that the issue lies not in how many people there are, but in how national resources are managed and distributed. Others insist that no amount of reform can succeed if population growth remains unchecked. So what do you think? Should Pakistan focus on aggressive family planning reforms to slow the growth curve, or should the conversation shift toward better management of its expanding population? Share your thoughts. This debate isn't just about numbers, it's about the very future of the nation.